Pink ball test match, but India's batting blues continue because 180 all out. Mitchell Starc taking 6 for 48 shows why he is the pink ball giant. But Nitish Reddy's enterprising cameo of 42 or 54. Whether he was playing an IPL pink ball, we don't know. But then 42 runs has ensured from 109 for 6, 180 all out. Australia will have to bat in twilight and in the night conditions where the ball is expected to do more. But another underwhelming batting performance from the Indian team. We said the same thing in Perth, but the bowlers got India back.
Where do you think this test match is?
It's still very much 50-50. Why I am saying that this score will not make me too worried is because Australia's batting is also not giving me that much of confidence. Australia's batters will have to face the toughest of the conditions, twilight plus night. And we have all seen only 2 batters have really done well for Australia. Steve Smith struggling, Manas Labuschagne struggling. And looking at this pitch, you're still not gotten the best batting conditions. Tomorrow, day after is supposed to be the best batting conditions. It's still 50-50 in India's favour.
I don't know how the pitch evolves, as in terms of batting condition. I don't know whether it will get better or not. Even if batting conditions get better, the difference is that pink ball will continue to do something. And that is the one thing that makes this test match very exciting. I'm not surprised that Mitch Starc is your leading wicket taker, because that's exactly what he's done all along in pink ball games, because the length changes. This is something we discussed earlier. You need to change your length, pitch it up a bit full, and you'll get the wickets. That's what Mitch Starc has done. If you ask me, yesterday when I was making a prediction, I'd said that I'd want to see the pitch. I want to see how much there is for the fast bowlers, and I do see that there is enough for the fast bowlers. And if that is the case, I'm giving India a better chance. Even with 180 all out, I think India are ahead in this test match. I don't expect too many runs from the Australian batting lineup. And overall, over 2 innings, I think India will be able to deal better with these conditions than Australia will be able to deal better with these conditions. I think these conditions bring Indian bowling lineup into the game. Flatter conditions would not, because that's where Cummins would have used his experience, bounce them out, which they do. So for me, India ahead in this game. I think those 70 odd runs that have come for the last 4 wickets, that have really turned it around. Had it been that India got sub 150, then I would say 50-50. Now I think they've gone 180. I think they've gotten those extra runs that they need. And I do not really see, even in the first innings, now with the fact that they're going to be bowling under lights, pink ball, with Jasprit Bumrah, well rested, 10-day gap. I would have still liked to have seen an AajTak, because I repeat, in these conditions, he would have been more lethal than a Harshit. But I guess Siraj and Bumrah should do the job. So I'm putting India ahead in this game.
Indeed. I mean, I am looking at these last 42 runs that Nitish Reddy scored, especially after the dismissal of Harshit Rana. Audacious.
Yeah.
If you apply yourself on this wicket, then runs are there. Look at it. KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, they applied themselves. Lapse in concentration, you saw cluster collapse. Only Rishabh Pant got a brute of a delivery. Cummins with that bouncer, he couldn't do anything about it. Accurate bouncer that was there. Rohit Sharma, technical flaw. Virat, misjudgment. KL, I think his luck ran out. Shubman Gill, good ball.
No, but again, Shubman should have dealt. He did deal with those balls much better. Over pitch delivery could have dealt. But I think what Nitish Reddy realized, that it's not the pitch that you can apply yourself and stick around. Yeah. So just throw caution to the wind, just keep attacking. I'll keep attack and try and, it's the same thing that I've been saying, that white ball approach. Just attack, you'll get a few connections and you'll get runs, which have worked in this case scenario. I think looking at, and this was something that KL also did when he was batting first. Initially when he batted, he was trying to, spend a lot of time on the crease, wear the bowlers out, that typical test match inning. Yeah. But when his catch was dropped, he realized that no, I need to change, let me get attacking, because there will be a ball with my name on it. Correct. So I think that approach worked. We'll have to see what Australia does. I think this approach of trying to bat aggressive may work in their favor, because 180 you can surpass it if everyone tries to be aggressive, because all you will need is a good handy 30, 20, 30s, 40s, and you can go past it. But if they try and play conventional cricket, apply themselves, I think they'll be dismissed for much less than 180 and India take a first innings lead.
Exactly. I mean, see, in 2021, lest we forget, it did happen. India got a lead of about 40 odd runs when they were dismissed for 171 Australia. 200 India, but then that cataclysmic collapse that was there, 36, that undid all the hard work for them. Here, I don't know which Australian batter or the Australian management will be waiting to take that, you may say, left field kind of an approach. It makes sense, we want to have that aggressive approach like what Nitish Reddy has, promote a Mitchell Marsh to open. But then is Marsh...
No, I don't think they'll do it, but what they'll do is they'll start with a conventional approach, but if it doesn't work, then players like a Head, a Mitch Marsh, Starc, a Cummins, a Carey, they may come with this approach. Yes. But they start conventionally, normally, but if their top order doesn't fire, then I think the rest of them will go to this approach, try and get a first inning lead, or at least match what India has done.
Australia's batters, they'll be cursing that this is not the pitch where we will come back to form. This doesn't look like the pitch.
The only advantage that I'll say that Australia will have, that, you know, interestingly, people don't know that, you know, you keep talking about Perth and Gabba, but bounce wise, this is the highest that you get in any of the pitches in Australia. So Adelaide technically has the highest bounce. Not to say that it is the juiciest pitch like Old Waka or the Optus or Gabba. They're known to help fast bowlers, that's another thing. But technically, I was looking at some data that bounce wise, it tends to have more bounce than these other pitches that I spoke about. Also because the pitches are really big, it gets very hot in Adelaide. One of the hottest cities that I've been to in Australia, you know, Adelaide gets really hot. So because of that, I think, and that's what played out today. That slightly extra bounce compared to other places. You saw KL, Virat, you know, trying to leave that ball, but that slight extra bounce undid them. Or even a Rishabh, probably that ball, the way it came. So that, I think in that aspect, maybe Australia, because they play a lot of cricket in Adelaide, know that slightly extra bounce, so may be able to adjust to that. But I think the lateral movement, also pink ball and, you know, the conditions under light, I think that movement, lateral movement will be enough for India to dismiss Australia.
Yep.
That's why I'm putting India.
So that's why it's now bright sunshine, any chances of cloud, rain, done. No more rain, no more cloud, any more in this test match. It's only going to boil down to the conditions. And if Australia, if they can manage to hold on in this final session, they can't afford to be 3 or 4 down. If that is the case, India are definitely taking a lead in the first innings.
This was going to be a real short session where we thought we'll tell what we think. Siddharth has said 50-50. I've said that India is slightly ahead. I know with 180 all out, you'll be wondering how is it that you're putting India ahead. I think in these conditions, Australian batting lineup is going to struggle. But we have time to take just one question. So we'll take that one question that Shivam, our producer, has said we must. Amardeep Grewal from Australia joins us. He says par total Australia would be under pressure. Amardeep, absolutely agree. That's exactly my sentiment. I think that India has gotten enough. And overall, and I'm not just looking at the first inning, overall if these conditions continue helping fast bowlers, overall I think India will come out better in this test match than Australia. So Australia are making that mistake of, you know, preparing juicy pitches thinking India will be under pressure. It's the same mistake that India would make preparing turning tracks. So I would say that.
Correct.
But as far as each of the batters, their dismissals and in-depth analysis of each dismissal,
longer,
whether it is Nitish Reddy's style of batting or how Kohli got out or Rohit Sharma coming in the middle order and all of that, we'll keep it for our long show that we do at the end of the day. So join us then. Will be more of us, 3 of us in that show. And
5 o'clock, 5 p.m. IST. We are not finishing the overs by 4:30.
Seems like 5 p.m. We'll also, by the way, reminder, we'll also have Mr. Gavaskar's analysis a little later in the day on Sports Today. So, you know, we'll get him live from Adelaide. One half of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. That will come probably around 7 p.m. Indian time. You'll get those analysis. 5 p.m. will be our full-fledged post-match show instead of the dugout. So we look forward to your company then. Bye-bye. Take care.
See you.